All right, we have the Canopy Wake 1 Midnight Edition. This one here is the launch edition, which is going to be limited to 250 pieces, with the silver edition being limited to 250 pieces for a total of 500 pieces. Now I say launch edition because that means that you're only going to get 500 of these pieces that will indeed have these individualized serial numbers that you see here. If the launch is successful, then they would make more of these without serial numbers. So this is not a limited edition, this is a launch edition. And really, essentially, the difference that you're going to notice is that with launch edition watches, if they become popular, they actually will fetch more money on the secondary market as opposed to a non-serialized watch. So it just shows that you were one of the first to buy the watch, and you get a little bit of that added value on top of that. All right, so let's get into the watch itself. As you notice, I said we do have the midnight version, meaning that it has the black DLC coating. Now, on their site, they actually list this as a midnight diamond-like DLC coating. Now, that to me can be a little misleading, and I actually reached out to Canopy and asked them exactly what that means, because to me, I read that as that there is some type of hardening material that has been applied with the DLC that could help protect this, because to me, when I think of diamond-like coating, I think of a diamond as being hard, as you know, the hardness of a diamond, the toughness of a diamond, the longevity, okay, of a diamond. So that's the impression I get. So check the description of this video and I'll actually give you guys the response that I got from Canopy, because but this is DLC coating over a 316L stainless steel case and bracelet, guys. We're looking at a 39 millimeter case diameter. We're looking at 12.8 millimeters in thickness. We're looking at 46 millimeters lug to lug with a 20 millimeter lug opening, going down, tapering down to an 18 millimeter. So I'll show it to you guys on the wrist so that you could see what it looks like. And as you can see on my 7-inch wrist, that there is absolutely no spillover. And the way that the lugs taper down, it actually looks like it is custom fit to my wrist. And if you don't have enough, if it looks like my wrist is being strangled out or it's about to tap out here, there is this micro adjust that you can simply use here, and it will give you some extra room. And as you can see, this is indeed what they call on-the-fly toolless micro adjust, and it really is. And now I have some room and a little bit of breathing room there on the wrist. Now, if you noticed as I was playing with the light here, this bezel is indeed a forged carbon fiber bezel insert. And I have to admit, when I was looking at the pictures of this watch, that is what drew me into this watch. I've never seen a watch that has the carbon fiber, or should I say the forged carbon fiber insert on a watch, and it dances with the light. So I've really found that to be a really nice touch. Now, the other impressive thing about this watch is the fact that it is powered by the Sellita SW200-1 movement. It is a modified Sellita, and it does have the Canopy rotor on there, as you can see right there. I'm going to put this on the time graph to give you guys the specs on how this is running. So when we go back to the bezel, it actually has really good action. Very good action. very solid, very just no nonsense. There's no sponginess. It is positive clicks, and essentially, I mean, I can't even, as you can see, just tiny bit of backplay there, but very, very good engagement with this bezel. Now they are using Super Luminova here, C1. So yes, it's going to be the Swiss Super Luminova C1 on the hands, the indices, and the numerals. But yeah, I'm going to give you guys a lume shot and show you how this looks at night. Now, as we take a closer look at the dial, you'll notice that it has a very kind of sandblasted, very rough textured look to it. And it actually works with this watch very well. Everything on this watch is either black or white, and then of course you've got that contrasting red second hand, which obviously makes it pop. And I do like the arrow on that. It actually is a nice touch. You will notice a lot of the Canopy symbols here. That is indeed their logo. So look at their ATM there. That is a Canopy logo. There's another one here, here, and here. Kind of like a bunch of Easter eggs, right? You could actually technically say that the second hand is the Canopy logo. There's the Canopy logo here, which actually I guess that confirms it. There it is. So the second hand would indeed be that. And I'm sure there's one on the back here. There's something there on the rotor. Get that in focus. There we go. And I'm sure we have some more with that lettering. Yeah, there we go with the A there. A in the sapphire. So A, of course, in the Canopy. And A in the watch company. So a lot of symbols here. Easter eggs, I like to say. So how many did you find? Comment down below on that one. So we're looking at 20 ATM, 200 meters, or 656 feet of water resistance. We do get a screw down crown, and the engagement of the crown is actually very nice. It does have that pop out, which I do enjoy. There's been a lot of watches lately that I've been reviewing that I don't know if the crown is actually out or not unless I actually physically take it out. So I like the popping action with the SW200. There's your winding action there, and some birds in the background to help with the ambiance. But yeah, this is a really nice black DLC coating. You've got the polish on the sides, you've got some brushing, and then on the bracelet itself you've got the polishing, and you've got brushing, more brushing here, and of course more Canopy logo. A lot of Canopy on here, you know, a lot of the logo and stuff. I don't know what you guys think about that, but it's pretty neat to try to find all those Easter eggs, in my opinion. There is that on the fly adjustment system. As you saw it on the wrist, it was very easy to maneuver. Getting it back in is a little bit of a challenge, in my opinion, but it does go in, and if you wanted to go in easier, you just press the buttons in and it'll go in just fine. You do get that milled clasp. All right, and good engagement, dual push button, as you can see there. And no quick adjust here. You do get screw down here with the screws. I'm not a big fan of that. I like it when you can actually screw down a case. But you know, when it's an automatic movement, I don't typically zonk it because you have no business getting back there anyway. So I don't have too much of an issue with that. The issue I do usually have with screws is that they do get stripped out over time. You lose them. You can tighten one down a little bit more than the other, and therefore it compromises water resistance. So the screw down, traditional screw down, will give you that even pressure up against that gasket. It never strips. You don't lose a screw. So I mean, that's what I'm talking about when it comes to that. But you do see a brushed ring. around the dial here on the outside, and you do get that as well outlining the bezel. You do get a coin edge, and as I said, the engagement is just fine. So there you go, guys. This is the Canopy Wake 1 watch. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts down below, what you think of this watch. Do you prefer the midnight version or do you prefer the silver? I'll flash that picture up here for you. But there you go. That's my 2 cents. You can keep the change. And I'll see you guys next time on Average Joe Watch Reviews. God bless, my friends.